That boy is good.
Well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Oh. Oh. YouTube? YouTube? YouTube! After 3 long years, YouTube, I, Evil Fu Guru, have returned to you by popular demand and requests, begging even for me to come back. Okay, so really, like, 1 or 2 people asked me if I would do this again and when I'd come back. Definitely less than 5 people. Let me get a little more comfortable. This is gonna hurt. That's a little better, YouTube. I could sit here and bore you with tales of how I was struggling with depression for the last 3 years, homelessness, joblessness, things like that. But truth be told, I respect your time too much for that. So I'm going to go and tell you some hard truths. The fact is, and it's hard for me to say, but I was kidnapped by ninjas. These ninjas, they took me back to the secret mountain temple base that the evil warrior monks that raised me and taught me evil kung fu as a child. They said I needed some more training, so I had to go back there for a few years, and after basically transcending the limits of the human body and what you can accomplish on this mortal realm, they told me I could leave again. So here I am, back out on my own again. Got some junky, geeky stuff here, and I'm going to talk to YouTube about it. So let's get into it. Well, the reason I made my long-awaited return to YouTube, for all 1 or 2 of those people that asked me to, is because it's International Godzilla Day. Godzilla has been a huge influence on my personal life, so I just want to get on here and talk about it a little bit. Like when I was a little kid, I played the NES game, which wasn't very good, but I thought the graphics were super cool at the time because there's monsters. And, you know, I always had the toys, even Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah, Godzilla, all of them. I love them all. But Godzilla's just, he's awesome. When I was a teenager, I had a bunch of Godzilla tapes on VHS, like Godzilla, Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla vs. Megalon, all the different Godzilla movies they released back then. Mostly the ones where he was, you know, a hero and fighting the bad monsters for Japan. I loved all of those. They were absolutely fantastic. As I got into my early teen years, you know, I started thinking about going out on my own, things like that, how I'm going to get my own place, and, you know, become an adult. You fantasize about different things. So very strangely for me, one of the things I thought would be super cool, because I love these Godzilla movies, I was like, oh man, how cool would it be? And I wasn't thinking big, like I didn't think about a house. I thought about an apartment for whatever reason. I lived in a house with my mother. But anyways, I thought about an apartment. I was like, oh, I could get my own apartment. I could have little TVs. These are, you know, the old CRT TVs. They're heavy and they're huge. I was thinking I could have little miniature TVs in different rooms of the house. How cool it would be if they were playing Godzilla movies all the time. So no matter what room you went into, there was a different Godzilla movie playing. So, oh man, that'd be so cool. In reality, that probably wouldn't be very cool at all. But to my 12, 13-year-old self, I thought that would be awesome. Years ago, I made the switch over to DVDs and left all my VHS tapes behind. So I had tons of Godzilla movies and Kung Fu movies. I loved dubbed Kung Fu movies, like the Shaw Brothers movies, any kind of old 60s and 70s Kung Fu movies with like the, you know, the wood hitting wood sound effects when they struck, and the badly dubbed voice, and no, it sounded kind of like this. You killed my master. That kind of thing. I loved that. So I left all those behind eventually when I got my own place, and eventually I went to the military and things like that. I kind of left all that part of my life behind me. I mean, I still knew evil Kung Fu, but as far as Godzilla, things like that, I would buy the occasional movie here and there. You know, my first introduction as an adult to Godzilla, when I started going back and watching Godzillas again, was the original American release of the 1954 Godzilla, which I think came out in 56 in America, but with Raymond Burr. I thought that was awesome. And now I know how they did it. I mean, they took the original movie, dubbed it over into English. They interspersed or intercut scenes with Raymond Burr, which I guess was filmed all in one day. I found out recently. It was pretty cool. They filmed all of his scenes in one day. They actually did a really good job for special effects back then for making it look like he was Steve Martin at the time. This was before the comedian was famous. But cutting him into the movie is really neat. So that's how Godzilla was in my, because I saw that one as a kid, and that was always the first Godzilla movie. Now I prefer the Japanese original a lot more, but I like the Raymond Burr original, or the original U.S. release with Raymond Burr, and I like Godzilla 1985, which was the U.S. cut of Godzilla 1984 from Japan. I think they just called it either Godzilla Returns or just Godzilla. I can't remember, but it came out in '84 in Japan. They did the same thing. That one was not cut as well. They filmed a bunch of like product placement and things like that for the 1985 one, so it wasn't as good, but still, Raymond Burr, Perry Mason, I mean, he gave a great performance again, so it was really good. And I've just been recently getting back into Godzilla, and I love it. I mean, I got this amazing Criterion collection of the Blu-rays. This is fantastic. Like, there's each film in here. All the Showa era Godzillas are in here. There's a big description about them. Beautiful pictures and everything like that. It's really cool. But yeah, so I just want to get on International Godzilla Day and show a little love for Godzilla. And actually I've been collecting these SH Monster Arts Godzilla toys for the last year or so. They're like super expensive little, they're like $100 at least a piece Godzilla toys. They're highly articulated. This is I think a NECA. This is the 1954 Godzilla. But this is one of the SH Monster Arts right here. I have a few others. But they're tiny. I thought they'd be much bigger for how expensive they are. But they're super articulated, so you can if you see all the points, the articulation on the tail, things like that. It's really cool. You can move them, you can pose them however you want. I mean, I don't play with them, obviously, but I put them on my shelves, things like that. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so I see these YouTube videos all the time, people unboxing stuff, so I got this one a few weeks ago. I hadn't opened it yet, so I will unbox it for you. I clearly don't possess the swagger or the charm of he would laugh at swagger, I would guess, of a Lamar Burton. But I'll try and unbox this for you guys. I'm definitely no pro. Let's see. I get a evil kung fu implement. Let's see. Cut this open here. So normally I would rip open a box if it's collectible. I'd rip it open. But these SH Monster Arts toys are so expensive. I've just been keeping their boxes in storage separately. I'm never going to resell them or anything like that. But just the collector in me wants to keep them nice. But you can see it's like blister packed inside. This one doesn't have very much with it at all, just very simple, just simple box. Box has some cool art on there. This is the Godzilla from the Godzilla 1989, which was the Biollante Godzilla, which I just recently got. These little guys here. I just got the DVD for this on eBay recently. It's awesome. And there, I killed one of my other Godzillas right there. But anyways, let's see what's in here. So this is a blister pack. Godzilla seems to be wrapped in plastic. I don't know. There it goes. Second layer over there. This was like the simplest unboxing ever. There's nothing to cut. There's no twisties to remove. There it is. Godzilla 1989. He's got a condom on there so he doesn't get impregnated by Mothra or anything like that. I mean, where's my Mothra? Well, I'll save the sex scenes for off camera. But he has a super awesome tail. Look how long his tail is compared to the 1954. This is the NECA one, but still, that is awesome. Oh, I killed my Shin Godzilla. But yeah, that's really cool. You can move them around however you want. I'll pose them up somewhere on a shelf. Let him be intimidating. Very cool thing to open on International Godzilla Day. So that was my terrible I'm back to YouTube video. I'll start doing weekly videos for sure. Probably not Godzilla themed. There's tons of Godzilla channels out there that are really good. I can't compete with them at all. I like to watch them as well. I just want to share my love as a fan of Godzilla. Let people know, hey, I love Godzilla. So once I do start making the weekly YouTube videos again, I'm going to start talking about comics. I love comics, all different kinds. I have a lot of cool ones. But I love comics. This is my most prized possession, my giant size X-Men #1. Power Fist and Iron Man. We'll also be talking about movies. I love movies. I actually plan to do a show with my sister. Like, we both love movies, so we'll talk about movies from different perspectives. She likes terrible films like Solaris, the Solaris remake with George Clooney, which I think is the slowest, most boring movie of all time. And then I like things like Last Temptation of Christ, which she hates, so we'll have conflicting opinions on that kind of thing. And of course, I'll be talking about games. Love games. I'm a hardcore gamer. I've been into gaming since I was a teenager. I mean, I've played before that, but I became a true fan of gaming like around when the Sega Saturn came out. A little bit before that, really, Doom was the first game that got me super into gaming. Shining Force before that, but Doom, I just played all the time. I got on the Sega 32X. I was like, wow, this game's fantastic. Found out how much better the PC version was. So I went and bought myself a 486 DX2 computer, the top of the line at the time. Played Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, Doom 2, Heretic, Hexen, Dark Forces, all those kind of games. And once the Sega Saturn came out and the PlayStation, I've been a console gamer ever since. I fucking love gaming, so I'm going to talk about a lot of it.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
害怕木頭，係木頭應該怕你。你之所以打唔穿木頭，係因為你喐手之前已經認輸。